What's up, everyone? My name is Cassie. Welcome to my channel. I think I finally got everything figured out as far as video and audio. This is actually my third take for this. So this video may be a little bit late. I'm having some issues. Technology is not my forte. But otherwise, as long as this video works, I will just be doing a quick daily makeup. I say daily because I don't actually do makeup every day. I'm really lazy. If I can just like throw on a pair of pajamas and like call it good, then I'm gonna do that. So like grocery store, errands, thing. I am totally just wandering around in like boots and pajama pants. So I don't really do makeup daily, but this is kind of my go-to routine for things that are just like out and about, things like going over to a friend's house or something that's kind of casual. It doesn't require like a whole lot of like drama or anything like that, no cosplays. So this is kind of my go-to for that. Should be pretty quick, pretty easy, and we'll just kind of get to it. If you like this video, like and subscribe. If you like animal videos, check out my other channel, Dark Tarantia, which I will link down below. And otherwise, let's get started. So I don't always do primer, but when I do, I've been kind of using this Wet n Wild Glass Correct primer. I like that it's green. This camera is a little bit different than my phone, and it doesn't show that I have a lot of redness. I have some skin conditions, so I get very red and very flaky. And so green-based stuff does help. Yay, color theory. This is kind of a thicker primer though, so be kind of careful with how much you use. I'll say for a long time my go-to primer was the Angel Veil by NYX, but it went from like $10 to like $18, and I am a cheap bitch, so I have not been buying it as much. So there's that. For foundation, I'll be going in with Juvia's Place I Am Magic Matte Foundation in the shade Marical. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know this is kind of my go-to foundation, but it is, because I like full coverage, but it is very matte. So if you don't like matte foundations, I wouldn't use it. I am not usually a big fan of matte foundations, but this one is really good. I really like it. It's not as drying as a lot of matte stuff. Okay, and next I will be using the ColourPop Pretty Fresh in the shade Fair for concealer. Again, if you watched any of my other videos, you know this is not my favorite concealer ever. It's very light and dewy, which I think is good for like summer looks or like no makeup looks. I tend to like full coverage stuff though, and so I'm not as big of a fan of it. But I bought it, so I'm going to use it. It is a good concealer though, like, it's a preference thing for me. It is not a bad concealer, although it's got kind of a weird smell to it. I'm not a big fan of that. For setting powder, I will be using Wet n Wild's Photo Focus Translucent Powder. If you've, again, seen any of my other videos, I really like Wet n Wild. I think that their powders are really buttery and very cost effective. It's a drugstore brand, and so they're pretty comparable to like NYX and e.l.f. and things, so I like that. Also, I'm a big fan of cruelty and vegan products, and I don't think this is vegan, but it is cruelty free, which is a big thing for me, so yay! I do have some makeups that are not cruelty free that have either been gifted to me or were like emergency purchases, like I need this for a wedding or something similar. But I do really try hard to kind of make sure that it stays cruelty free as far as that goes. For contouring, I will be going in with that ColourPop in the shade Avila Beach. It is a very light shade, but I do really like it for these daily kind of out and about looks. And for blush, I'll be going in with that Milani palette with the, I don't have names on it, but the little pinky shade here. For highlighter, you guessed it, I'm going to be going in with Wet n Wild. It's going to be the Mega Glow highlighting palette powder in the shade Blossom Glow. My light is just not letting you see it, but it's Blossom Glow. Take my word for it. And then I'm going to be kind of just blending it all out with a big fluffy brush. I don't know if you can see, but I can, like how bright my highlighter is. I love a lot of highlighter. That is a preference for me. I like bright and shimmery and dewy, and I just really like that look. That is a preference, however, you do not have to use that much highlighter. So I'm going to be doing my eyebrows real quick with the e.l.f. gel pot in the shade Espresso. Okay, so now that that's done, I'll be going in with some eyeshadow. Maybe. Oh, my brush just ran away. So this is my go-to eyeshadow palette, which is funny because it was a freebie from Ulta. It was one of those, like, when it first came out, you bought like a certain amount and they gave it to you. But it's the Kylie Jenner pressed powder palette, which I didn't think I would like. I had no interest in it, and I love it. I'm actually been really surprised by that. So yeah, there's that. It's also cruelty free, which again, this was like a freebie. I didn't really like I'm not gonna say no to free makeup, but I wasn't sure if it was, and I actually like looked it up because it's like, if I go out of this, I might want some more because it's actually really good. And I believe, if I remember correctly, it was actually cruelty free, so that's cool. But I'll be going in with that really light shade Jasper and just kind of setting my eyelids a little bit. Then I will be going in with that light brown shade Topaz as the transition shade. Then I'm going to be going in with that darker shade Hematite and just doing the outer V and kind of blending it inwards. A quick tip on blending, keep your hold pretty loose and kind of closer to the end of it, and just go in very like light circular motions. Don't press it in, and it tends to be a lot more smooth and easier to blend that way. Took me a while to figure that out. I'll be going back in with that Topaz shade just to kind of blend that out. On my like daily looks, sometimes I'll go in kind of darker on the corners, but I'm not really feeling it today. I think that's dark enough. Well, yeah. If you did want to go a little bit darker on the inner outer corners, just go in with like that darker shade, like that real darker shade, like a step above the Hematite shade that I used, and just go very lightly in the outer corners. But I'm not gonna do that today. Then I will be using the Wet n Wild Kohl eyeliner, just shade black, and I will be tightlining my upper and lower eyelashes. And in case you didn't know, black eyeliner tends to like close your eyes a little bit, so you use it for those dramatic effects and to make your eyes look a little bit longer, like get that kind of almond shaped eyes if your eyes tend to be a little bit more round. I have very narrow eyes to begin with. I have very almond eyes to begin with, so like when I go full black all across, it is very dramatic. When I'm going for daily looks, that is not what I really want, so I actually just did like about 3/4 of the way on both the upper and lower lash and left that inner corner completely clear. That tends to open my eyes up a little bit more. Not a whole lot, it's not like anime eyes, but it just keeps it from being that like step into like dramatic, if that makes sense. So next I'll be doing mascara, which is the ColourPop Voluminizing Mascara. Quick tip on mascara, I don't know about you, but I hate clumps. I like the big voluminizing effect that mascara can give, but I cannot stand clumpy mascara. You're still going to get a little bit of clumps, but if you kind of wiggle it back and forth as you go up to help separate the lashes, and then in between layers let it dry. Don't go right back over it. You tend to get a little bit more feathery eyelashes instead of that clumpy effect. It took me a long time to figure that out too. It takes a little bit longer to do it that way, but I think it looks better. Now, I don't do falsies for daily looks. Like I said, I am very lazy. I really only do falsies for really dramatic looks or like videos, you know, holidays, things like that, where I really want that extra oomph and I'm really like going for that. This is really just to make me feel better about myself and just to be like, I'm cute. So I don't do falsies. I just do mascara, which is why that trick with the mascara is something that's kind of important for me, because I don't have falsies to cover it up. So next I will be doing lips, which I don't know who names this stuff. I really want to know. I want to get paid to name this shit. I'm really going in with the NYX Lingerie XXL lipstick in the shade Expose Me. Like I said, I really want to know who names this stuff because, man, it's wild. Now for daily looks and stuff, I don't like really bright lips. So even though this is kind of a light shade, I just did the middle, like inner part. Then I will be going in with the Milani Keep It Full Lip Plumper in the shade Champagne, and I'll be using that almost like a lipstick. So I use that to kind of blend out the actual lipstick a little bit more, and it makes it a little less poppy. Like, you still have that gradient, and it looks a little bit more natural to me. So that's why I do it that way. But otherwise, that's it for this look. This is kind of, like I said, my routine for if I'm just going out and about, but not quite to the stage of zombie in pajamas, but, you know, a step above zombie in pajamas. This is usually what I go for, you know. I'm looking for cute zombie when I do this, you know. Yeah. But that's it for this video, and I will see you next time.